come, they will only make my blade sharper. There are only two kinds of directions. Killing spree! Legendary! Clean cut! Legendary! My blade to the top! My blade to the top!
Hey guys! Welcome to the latest episode of Project Next Express. We know that you guys are hungry for more information about the changes and optimizations that are coming to MLBB. That's the reason why we have prepared a fully loaded meal to satisfy your appetite. In this episode of Project Next Express, we will be covering equipment, including newly added items, upgrades, and some adjustments. Overall, we've made drastic changes to the whole equipment system, starting with 3 brand new items: War Axe, Shadow Twin Blades, and Radiant Armor. War Axe is said to have been wielded by the Leonin's ancestors as they resisted the Abyss forces along with the Elves. When they could no longer fight, the weapon and its power fell into a deep slumber. As of late, it has been awoken by the rage and battle spirit of a certain Leonin warrior. War Axe grows stronger as you stay in battle, increasing your physical attack and penetration every second. Once reaching full stacks, War Axe will provide the wielder with extra movement speed. Shadow Twin Blades, a pair of blades to which great power is bound, were found by Karina when she accidentally intruded into Glue's turf. Shadow Twin Blades provides burst damage as well as additional control effect. Once the wielder leaves the battle for a certain period of time, the next basic attack will inflict extra magic damage and slow. Radiant Armor, a great armor against magic damage. Radiant Armor boosts the wearer's magic damage reduction every time they receive magic damage. The effect is stackable, which makes it a perfect item when facing sustained magic damage. Moving on to the upgrades. We all know that to junglers and roamers, cheaper starting equipment and fewer equipment slots occupied often mean that they can get the key advanced equipment more quickly, as well as having more flexibility in terms of completing a build. Now, we have merged some equipment with movement items. In the old patch, jungling or roaming equipment not only took up a fixed slot, but also cost gold to upgrade. Once you purchased either one of them, your build choices would be limited. But now, as a jungler or a roamer, you can start off with movement items to get more build choices and versatility. That's not all. The upgraded movement equipment, aka shoes and boots, comes with special quests. By finishing these quests, you can get an extra skill every game. Choose the right skill according to your hero and strategy to seize the victory. If you want to fight your enemies head-on, Flame Retribution is perfect for you as it inflicts true damage, as well as stealing physical attack and magic power from the target in a short period of time. If you are a roamer who needs to frequently provide shields or healing to your teammates, Favor is the right one for you for the extra healing it brings. Keep in mind that roaming skills will be gradually enhanced as the match progresses. This gives roamers bigger influences in the late game. What's more, roaming movement items now grant the wearer's teammates gold bonus regardless of the wearer's gold count. And the gold bonus also counts toward the quest progress of the item. Note that purchasing multiple roaming movement items would result in slow quest progression and low skill strength. It is recommended to purchase only one roaming movement item for each team. And to make sure each equipment item has its time to shine, we've made adjustments to a few. Now Dominance Ice no longer inflicts slow. Instead, it reduces the shield and HP regen of nearby enemy heroes, excluding those affected by life drain. Moreover, now enemy heroes affected by Dominant Ice's effect will bury Mark. Next, Thunderbelt. We adjusted the damage and slow effect of its unique passive, Thunderbolt. We've also added another unique passive Magic Mastery to Enchanted Talisman. This new passive increases the player's maximum cooldown reduction. To make MLBB more entertaining while keeping it competitive for the pro players, these equipment items have also received optimization. For more detailed information, stay tuned to future episodes of Project Next Express and Patch Notes. Well, that's all for this episode of Project Next. If you have any suggestions for Project Next and Mobile Legends Bang Bang, feel free to leave a comment below. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to follow us for more content to come. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
I hope they're stronger than me.
You don't know the power of the dark side. May the Force be with you.
Monster kill! Legendary! First blood! Mega kill!
Much fear in you.
Legendary!
Hello everyone! It's been a while since the last episode of Operation Attention. This time we'll be sharing with you our recent work and the progress we've made in terms of network connection. There are three main aspects: optimization of the MCL matchmaking mechanism, improvement of gameplay smoothness, and compensation rewards for bad network connection. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. First, the optimization of the MCL matchmaking mechanism. In the past year, we received our player suggestions on MCL and made some adjustments to the matchmaking mechanism accordingly. In this version, we'll make players' network connection a key factor in matchmaking. That means when you enter the MCL, all the matched players will be fighting in the best performing server. Second, the improvement of gameplay smoothness. We also did a lot of work to improve the gameplay in matches. First, we'd like to share our all-new upgraded battle proxy strategy. We spent twice the usual cost to build a new server line so that from now on, battle data in matches could be transferred through multiple lines. For example, it's like if you ordered only one pizza, but we sent you two and had two delivery men to deliver them so that even if one of them was caught in traffic, the other one could send the pizza to you in time. We use this method to avoid high ping caused by network fluctuations as much as possible. As well as the new server line, we also optimize the way servers send and receive data. Let's keep using pizza delivery as an example. First, we used 2 deliverymen to deliver your pizza, which is the data of how you move your heroes around. But if the 2 deliverymen were both stuck in traffic, it could also cause delay. So to further avoid that possibility, we optimized the underlying mechanism to make it faster to send and receive data. So, even if the deliverymen were temporarily stuck, they could move on once there was no traffic, making sure your pizza was delivered before you lost your patience. In other words, the gameplay will be smoother in matches. We'd also like to share with you our reconnection optimization strategy. You all know that when there's a bad network connection, the game could lag or even disconnect. These issues used to happen at an approximately 30% rate every day, and now that we've updated the underlying mechanism, the reconnection rate is dropped to around 15%. It's obvious that there is now fewer lagging and reconnection issues, and from now on, we'll keep working on the underlying mechanism to further reduce the reconnection rate. And last, we all know how frustrating it can be to have a bad network connection, especially in matches. And we've been focusing on trying to fix this issue. But like how there are things in life we can't control, we cannot promise to cover every issue for now. Still, there's no need to worry. For players that are affected by a bad network, we'll compensate you if we find that you lost the match due to a bad network connection. We'd like to offer an apology to players whose gameplay has been affected by bad network connections. We understand how frustrating it is to lose a match due to connection issues. And please, trust us. The game experience of our players is always our priority, and we've been spending resources and making tireless efforts to optimize our network connection so that our players can have more fun battling in the game. And we promise to keep working on improving this aspect of the game in the future. Thank you for your continued support for MLBB. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
The daughter of eternal upward.
Hello and welcome everyone to Mobile Legends Discord tournament for the EU region. On the blue side, on the red side, we have the Kolibri team led by Victor and Kuro, Rise, and alongside with Shiro. On the blue side, we have Zizo, Kusai, Emo Streams, Smite, and Kakesh. Here we have as undercast team your moderator Gunhawk. Next, and our newly added applicant is Zazel. Hope you would enjoy this game alongside with us and have a great time and day. Here we have on the banning phase, we see on the blue side they banned Matilda, Roger, and Xborg, while on the red side we have a Link ban, Eve ban, and a third ban incoming.
They are banning quite quickly.
It seems like they have predetermined their bans and their picks actually.
I wonder if
I
it's
feel
going
like
to be Eudora.
We feel like they're banning Roger due to what happened on the Seat semi-finals. If you remember, Team Synesis has wiped the enemy team with the Roger composition.
Yeah, very quick game end.
And the third ban for the red team would be Lunox.
Their first pick was Benedetta.
Vendetta as the first pick is odd, especially that the Jawhead is open for both teams, which I'm not sure why he wasn't picked alongside with the Harley.
Your team is picking.
Red, Red team has already picked Harley. I wonder if the blue team is going to lock Jawhead. Yeah, they did.
Your team is picking.
Yeah, they're the.
I wonder who are they going to be picking as their carry.
Your team is banning.
It was actually.
Your team is banning.
Blue team have decided to ban Kagura. Eudora is still open.
You have Eudora open. The other team has Angie and Harley, which will be very problematic if they top Eudora. It will be a very smart.
Kindness.
Your team is banning.
Very unusual ban. Wasn't expecting Yuzong. They still have open Eudora.
Your team is banning.
I wonder if they're going to ban Kufra.
Well, they do have the lane and the lance, plus the Roger and the Matilda. Kufra would be a good pick, however, not too many heroes to counter with at the moment.
Your team is picking.
Well, they did ban Esmeralda as well, which is one of the best counters for Kolibri.
Your team is picking.
Gaze the stars and seek your path.
Okay, so the blue team will be taking Yi
Your team
and Yusen Shin. They will be having a very strong comp considering Bene would be able to easily clear the waves. Phoebus will be able to counter Harley whenever he jumps. You have Jawhead for a very easy access towards Changi. Yusen Shin to give them the vision, the much needed vision, as well as Louis' ulti. You have Yi with the very high crowd control, and Phoebus would be able to easily jump to the backlines using any dashes provided by the enemy team. On the red side, you have Poco, Changi, Harley, and Balmond, a rather odd pick, but still very interesting.
Yeah,
Brody
wasn't
is gonna have a
expecting
tough
to
time.
see Chane. On which team are you putting your bets?
Currently, I'm honestly putting my bets on Zeti's team. However, the red team does have a very interesting comp, and I'm interested to see how it turns out. They have a rather weird comp, but it can work. We've seen a lot of different comps work.
5 seconds till the enemy
So
reaches
what
the
about you,
area.
Nets? Who do you think will
Smash
win?
them. All troops deployed.
'As we can see here, both of the teams have started engaging. At the top line, we can see Benedetta trying to clear the line alongside with Jawhead against Opal and Bauman.
Balmond is
Who's
actually a
very
very
low on
good
the board.
pick recently due to the War Axe being a new added weapon item, alongside with the buff he received in the last patch.
You can see her jawhead is just waiting, checking to see if he can initiate a really good kill. It will be a really good kill on the top lane if they got it. Ooh, Balmond has popped his flicker.
Red team hero
Nice
has
kill.
been slain.
Balmond is dead, and that's gonna be very good for them, especially with Turtle coming up soon. The blue team knows that, and they're coming up towards Turtle. They're trying to gank the red team.
It is an
The
active
red team
game.
is
It
going
is an
in.
active match actually. As we can see, always a rotation, three-man rotation on top, while bot is always 1v1. They're trying to asserting some pressure on top lane, especially near the turtle, as it is currently spawned.
They putting all the pressure on turtle line while the bottom line is just pushing.
Red team hero has been
They have
slain.
started
As you can see,
engagement.
Turtle's in early
Hero
picking
has
up.
been slain.
Blue team is securing their turtle.
Blue team hero has been slain.
Ooh, that was a valiant effort by
Blue team has
Phobius.
slain the
However,
turtle.
Yusenshin will be securing the turtle, and they will lose Phobius as well, although everyone is very low at the moment.
In my opinion, it's still early to decide who would win the match. As we can see, it's like an equal matchup between both teams. There is no huge goal difference. We're talking about 100 goal difference, which is minimal in my opinion. And we can see that neither of the lanes are pushed in a way that it gives an advantage to the other team.
Also, we can see that both of the teams are going kill for kill.
They are head for head for on the kills. It is an equal matchup in my opinion, an equal matchup by skills. I was expecting Victor, the Kolibri team captain, to play the jungler role, as in the last MLTD match, he was playing mostly a jungler role, being the carry for the team.
Looks like the red team is trying to take out Benedetta. You have three people top, with Changi going back to mid to clear the way. Benny is clearing her lane to avoid losing her tower. And you have Isan and Phobios down trying to attack Harley at the moment. Looks like Jawhead might be looking for an engage.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
We can see the first turret has been taken by the blue side on the gold lane.
Seems like Harley is having a hard time to push.
Harley against this previous is a hard matchup, as previous do tend to be a bit tanky, especially with the shield granted from his first ability.
And that's exactly why they banned Esmeralda, because Esmeralda would have been able to make a lot of use from it. And as you can see, Benedetta is struggling in the top lane against the Balmond.
I think they're supposed to switch lines for their benefit.
Red team hero
Jaw
has
has
been
went
slain.
in.
Hero has been slain.
Got that.
Double kill. Red team turret has been destroyed.
Another
think there
tower
was
has
a
been
good-
taken from the blue side.
Balmond is just bullying Benedetta at this point. Because he knows they need the advantage. They need the tower, the other side lost their tower. However, Yisun is currently taking the turtle, and it seems nobody is trying to
Has slain
contest.
the turtle. Team hero has
Benedetta
been
dies once again.
destroyed.
Brody has the advantage now, and he's going back towards top. He's gonna steal Yisun's jungle, and they're probably going to push that top lane tower if they get the minions in time.
I think they are more of camping, waiting for blue team to make mistakes, to push over middle line.
That's also very possible because you know Yisun is gonna have to go there and try to clear the waves if they try to push it. And that could be very good for them, especially considering they have the numbers game and the early advantage with Louis not available on the team.
Both of the sideliners have switched lines, but they're still meeting the same enemy.
Benedetta ults and she's trying to escape, but there's 4 people. Will she leave? She does. There's 4 people bot lane, and Louis and Johet are coming in. However, Yisun Shin and Phobius are top against Harley again. Ooh, Johet just threw Brody. Brody's in trouble, he's almost dead. Benny goes in,
Team hero
and
has
Brody's
been
dead.
slain. Double kill.
Chane is coming to help,
Did we get
but
Balmond?
decided to retreat because so there was no chance on winning this fight.
Slain.
The goal difference is increasing. The currently have 3 towers. Putin has 3 towers against 1 for the red team and an almost 2k goal difference. Still not too much, however, it just depends on how the match goes. The gold lead can go a long way, especially with their heroes.
Blue team is going to take turtle for the 3rd time.
Red team hero has been slain.
Brody has been taken out, and they're stealing the red buff.
Blue team has slain the turtle.
Benny went in for Harley. Harley's dead. Essentially took the turtle easily and nobody contested. Balmond, it looks like he's in trouble. Essentially is gonna follow. No, he's gonna leave him alone. Changi is retreating, they're all going back. They're probably just gonna try to clear the waves and farm a bit more because they are down in gold at the moment. Here we can see the items. Currently the focus has the magic resist boots, that's a very smart choice considering the high amount of damage Harley and Changi can do. He has the defense item for Changi, so that's gonna make Changi useless up until she gets Divine Wave. He has the Clock of Destiny, his signature item to make him tankier. They have Bene with Magic Resist Shoes, the Bloodlust Axe, and the Brute Force for signature items to give her that fast movement speed and that sustain. You have Jawhead with the Magic Resist Boots as well. The Magic Resist item for Shingi and Harley to lower their damage greatly with that continuous damage reduction. You have Yisun Shin with magic resist boots as well, the blood of this blade of despair, and then end this battle, and that's gonna give him a lot of damage and a lot of room to kill. You have Luigi with the book, the enchanted talisman, the cooldown reduction boots, and the winter trench on to avoid dying, considering that the enemy has a Harley and the Changi. You have Popol with the magic resist boots as well, the cursed helmet, and Popol looks like he's building dominant size to give them that extra lifesteal resistance to stop them from getting way too much lifesteal back. You have Cheng'e going with a very high cooldown reduction build. The cooldown reduction boots the book, and you have the Ice Queen wand for that extra slow effect. With a very good usage of her ulti.
Blue team hero has been slain.
Coco looks very low, he's gonna go back. You have Brody in the bush, and he's very low. I don't know how much he can do. Phobius is in on him, he has his ulti up. His ulti is up, and Brody is dead. Hardy is trying to go in to save him, but he's already dead. Phobius is going up for Babylon. Bene is 1v4, and Bene leads with a kill. Will Bene survive and leave the match? Phobius is still chasing that Babylon, but Babylon's life
Valmont
is
is
very
still
high.
standing.
Hero has been slain.
Ooh, very nice play by Babylon. Babylon did survive and he got one with him. As you can see, the blue side is up in gold at the moment in 3k gold. That's not too much, however, they seem to be getting a lot more gold as time goes on, and they do have the better late game heroes. They have the tanky, the high movement speed, and the very high damage from Luigi and Lee Sun. It's going to be very difficult for the rest team to keep up. With the XP difference, you have the blue team is also very much leading in XP at the moment. And Luigi is a very nice play by Luigi. She's gonna grab them all and she's gonna bring them together from Focus.
And they are going after Harley, but they have decided to back down.
Looks like the blue team is currently going for Lord. Yisun Chen and Jawhead are going in for Lord. Looks like Brody might try to go in, but they're way too late. The Lord is already gone.
Team has no choice but to defend. They cannot be offensive at this time.
Ooh, looks like Bamon's in trouble. Bamon popped his flicker and left. Oh, Jawhead is going back against him with another flicker. Both flickers are down. Jawhead is low, and with no ulti nor second skill, it's gonna take him some time. Ooh, Harley going in on Jawhead. You can see Harley, she's going back, getting his health back. Phobius is pushing bot lane, clearing up the lane for the Lord. Bene and Luigi are close to mid. They're not touching the minions, they're waiting for them to get close. You have Balmon camping for Yisun Chen. Ooh, looks like Yisun Chen is in that position. Ooh, so is Luigi. Luigi, a very nice with this tension by Luigi, but it's not gonna save her. She died to Poco. Looks like the Lord is just gonna go in
It's
from the bot
unusual.
side.
It's unusual to see carry without any kills.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
That's just the new support carry method. At this point, carries just don't need kills, they just need to get the lower simple objectives and just focus on farming.
Yeah, they're just focusing on farming and getting Lord and the turtle.
And the blue team is doing a much better job at that. The blue team currently has the Lord down, they have 7 towers, 42.7k gold, with a lead of 14 to 10. They are in a much better position at the moment, but the match can still be flipped around. Nothing is really impossible with their heroes. They have a very good wave clear. They have a very high sustain front line, especially with Balmond, and late game he's gonna be a problem. Looks like Isanchin is in trouble. Oh, looks like he's stuck. No. Balmond went in and he's just going back. Looks like there might be a team fight about to happen. Phoebus is going
They are
in.
trying to secure the red buff, but failing at it.
Benny is going in after Phoebus. Looks like Phoebus might die. Phoebus died. Brody is very low. Benny is low as well. Benny dies trying to secure Brody's kill. Here you can see just how many items they've gotten so far. It looks like not a lot been gotten in regards to defense apart from the regular new item, which gives a lot of magical defense with continuous damage. They're all going in for very proper magic defense, considering both teams have very high burst. You see, Sanshin is going with the Athena's shield, although I think that is not the best option, considering he has some very high continuous damage falling in. You have Brody going in with the War Axe, about to build Endless Battle and the Brute Force, giving him a bit of tankiness, but I don't think that's going to be enough damage being that behind on gold.
Blue team is focusing on chasing away the red team to secure their lord, but red team is now trying to be offensive and take over the lord.
At this point, if the red team doesn't make something happen, they are going to lose. They're not going to be able to defend. They have two enemy towers up. The others are gone. If the Lord comes in, they're either lose all their infinity towers, and here you can see Benny and Phoebus annihilating Brody. They're gonna go for Balmond and the Popo. Looks like Phoebus doesn't have his ulti up, he's not gonna go in. Ooh, Johan throws Popo and Popo survives. Popo survives. Benny is gonna go in. She's gonna pop the immortality away, and Benny's just gonna leave. It looks like both Shin and Brody are on level 15. The XP difference isn't really there anymore, and at this moment, the gold difference is equal. There's 700 gold apart, 700, 800. The gold is no longer the aspect here. Here it's all about who makes the better plays and who makes the powerful decisions. Whoever makes the first mistake is gonna suffer greatly, because they're gonna lose a lot of objectives.
Yes, because blue team has done great in pushing. However, red team been very defensive and not letting them finish off the game.
Exactly, and here you can see they're still trying to get Lord, they're contesting for Lord. Opal is low, she's gonna get ulted by Jawhead. Phoebus is gonna go in, Shengi's gonna ulti. Harley is gonna leave, he's gonna run away. Benny looks like he's chasing Harley, Harley is dead. Benny went in and out and she's gonna survive Brody's ultimate.
Blue team successfully chased away red team and now going for Lord.
It looks like the blue team is gonna have an easy time getting that Lord. Unless Balmond can do something here and easily just distract them a bit while Brody can go in and ultimate. However, I doubt that's gonna be possible. You can see Popo going in. Ooh, that's a very nice ulti by Kengi. Their jungler is down. The Sanchin is gone, so they cannot take Lord. It looks like someone took Lord. Looks like the blue team secured Lord again, and the red team has failed to take it away. Here
There
you
is
can
not
see
much of a difference in gold.
exactly the gold difference is gone. However, you can see just how easily the tides are shifting when it came to gold before the Lord came in. The goal difference was very big, and so was the XP difference. But now, considering we're late game, the goal difference has died down a bit, so has the XP. Harley has ulted Benedetta. Benedetta is gonna ult to try and stay alive. Benedetta stays alive and survives just in the nick of time from Harley's ultimate. They seem to be going for that inhibitor tower. There seems to be a fight going on. Harley is gonna die from that Ruby burst. He is a very scary hero. Coco is gonna pop a trap on the minions, trying to keep them away from the tower.
I don't think blue team is going to be able to finish the game right away.
It looks like they're gonna have a bit of trouble considering they have Changi and they have the Balmond, which both can clear waves very easily. While the blue team is lacking the Ruby at the moment, and that's their biggest advantage when it comes to team fights. That low ECC high burst damage is gonna always win them team fights in the top position. Who looks like Balmond is caught. Balmond is gonna escape. Bene is stealing the blue buff, and it looks like Bene is just gonna go down and try to clear the bottom lane wave. You have Phobius with a full build. You have Bene with a full build as well. Looks like they're going to pause for a bit. Alright, we're back, and looks like the team is done with their deliberation. Each team gets 2 minutes of pause time per game. Looks like the red team is gonna be going in. They're trying to catch, kill someone off guard. Maybe Bene is just gonna clear the jungle towards bot side, and she's just gonna roam around at the moment. Brody is gonna go in, and he's gonna try to clear the wave, most probably from the bot side, to prevent them from pushing in because they don't have any inhibitor towers anymore.
Red team is doing great on defense. They are not letting any minions pass.
You can see the blue team is trying to freeze the lanes to avoid giving them any gold and to try and force them out of their base at the moment because they're not going to be in any good position when they're inside their base, considering the red team has a very good defensive comp and it is gonna be close to useless to do anything. Looks like Bamel might be walking into a trap. Opal is behind him. Brody is close. Jawhead is here. Yusunshin is here, and so is Bene. Looks like Jawhead is gonna throw Bamel in. Yusunshin is gonna escape. Shangi has popped her ulti, and Bamel is going in for Jawhead. Bamel is gonna get caught by the E. Bamel is dead.
It was a very risky move of red team.
Yes, it was, and now is not the time to make any risky moves. They're on the brink of losing or winning, and it's all about the numbers game at the moment. You make one mistake, and you just might lose. Lord is up now, and looks like the blue team is getting ready to take it. Red team is grouped up, but they're missing one player, and that's going to be 36 seconds before he's going to come back. Jawhead is going in. Brody is going to attack Jawhead and popping his ultimate. Ooh, looks like Brody's in trouble. Ooh, Focus and Benny just erased Brody.
Now red team has no chance in stealing Lord.
And it looks like Red team is even more trouble. They have Poco very low. Benny is just roaming around, making sure nobody gets close to that Lord. And they have secured the Lord, and they will be just letting the minions rest up until Lord is here. They're going to clear bot lane, probably top lane as well, and they're going to wait for Lord before clearing the mid lane lane.
Probably this is going to be their last team fight.
At the moment, it's either a make or break. They either win this fight. If the red team either wins this fight, they're able to defend, and they might have a chance at winning. If they don't, it's like they might.
Chane is down.
Then they pop their ulti, and Harley is low. Harley's gonna pop that ulti. Bambo is trying.
Nice.
Very well played by the blue team.
Victory!
That was a great team by both teams. They played very well. Blue team was very offensive and didn't let red team push at all.
Exactly, the red team had a very rough time trying to maintain with all that offensive maneuvers from the blue team. However, if you can still see, the blue team's jungler still has 0 kills.
Yeah, which is still confusing to me.
Let them come. They will only make my blade sharper. There are only 2 kinds of directions.
Killing spree! Legendary!
Clean cut!
Legendary! My blade to the top! Let my blade to the top! Let my blade to the top!
Hey guys! Welcome to the latest episode of Project Next Express. We know that you guys are hungry for more information about the changes and optimizations that are coming to MLBB. That's the reason why we have prepared a fully loaded meal to satisfy your appetite. In this episode of Project Next Express, we will be covering equipment, including newly added items, upgrades, and some adjustments. Overall, we've made drastic changes to the whole equipment system, starting with 3 brand new items: War Axe, Shadow. War Axe is said to have been wielded by the Leonin's ancestors as they resisted the Abyss forces along with the elves. When they could no longer fight, the weapon and its power fell into a deep slumber. As of late, it has been awoken by the rage and battle spirit of a certain Leonin warrior. War Axe grows stronger as you stay in battle, increasing your physical attack and penetration every second. Once reaching full stacks, War Axe will provide the wielder with extra movement speed. Shadow Twin Blades, a pair of blades to which great power is bound, were found by Karina when she accidentally intruded into Glue's turf. Shadow Twin Blades provides burst damage as well as additional control effect. Once the wielder leaves the battle for a certain period of time, the next basic attack will inflict extra magic damage and slow. Radiant Armor, a great armor against magic damage. Radiant Armor boosts the wearer's magic damage reduction every time they receive magic damage. The effect is stackable, which makes it a perfect item when facing sustained magic damage. Moving on to the upgrades. We all know that to junglers and roamers, cheaper starting equipment and fewer equipment slots occupied often mean that they can get the key advanced equipment more quickly, as well as having more flexibility in terms of completing a build. Now, we have merged some equipment with movement items. In the old patch, jungling or roaming equipment not only took up a fixed slot, but also cost gold to upgrade. Once you purchase either one of them, your build choices would be limited. But now, as a jungler or a roamer, you can start off with movement items to get more build choices and versatility. That's not all. The upgraded movement equipment, aka shoes and boots, comes with special quests. By finishing these quests, you can get an extra skill every game. Choose the right skill according to your hero and strategy to seize the victory. If you want to fight your enemies head-on, Flame Retribution is perfect for you as it inflicts true damage, as well as stealing physical attack and magic power from the target in a short period of time. If you are a roamer who needs to frequently provide shields or healing to your teammates, Favor is the right one for you for the extra healing it brings. Keep in mind that roaming skills will be gradually enhanced as the match progresses. This gives roamers bigger influences in the late game. What's more, roaming movement items now grant the wearer's teammates gold bonus regardless of the wearer's gold count. And the gold bonus also counts toward the quest progress of the item. Note that purchasing multiple roaming movement items would result in slow quest progression and low skill strength. It is recommended to purchase only one roaming movement item for each team. And to make sure each equipment item has its time to shine, we've made adjustments to a few. Now Dominant Ice no longer inflicts slow. Instead, it reduces the shield and HP regen of nearby enemy heroes, excluding those affected by life drain. Moreover, now enemy heroes affected by Dominant Ice's effect will bury Mark. Next, Thunderbolt. We adjusted the damage and slow effect of its unique passive, Thunderbolt. We've also added another unique passive Magic Mastery to Enchanted Talisman. This new passive increases the player's maximum cooldown reduction. To make MLBB more entertaining while keeping it competitive for the pro players, these equipment items have also received optimization. For more detailed information, stay tuned to future episodes of Project Next Express and Patch Notes. Well, that's all for this episode of Project Next. If you have any suggestions for Project Next and Mobile Legends Bang Bang...
Alright, we're back. It
Your
looks like they're
team
gonna
is
start off
banning.
by banning thing. The blue team banned thing right off the bat. They took no time.
Always on the way. Your
The
team
Hilda is
is
gonna be
banning.
banned as well. Those are the first two bans right away.
Your team is banning.
Looks like the blue team is really scared of that Phobios. He got the second ban from the blue team side. And who do you think is gonna be the ban on
When the
the
body suffers.
Your
Benedetta.
team is banning.
I am pretty sure they're going to be banning Jawhead.
Honestly, I think the first bans, being the Benedetta and the Phobios, are just somewhat of a respect ban just to how well they played the
Your
last
team
game.
is
They
banning.
played very well and they really took a very big shoulder of the blame for a team winning.
Yeah, they played very well.
Especially that Bennett just coming in and obliterating the goalie so many times, just going in and out so quick
Your team
for
is
anyone got
picking.
the chance. The Roger is gonna get banned. Roger is a very good pick at the moment in the current meta with a new item, whereas
Yeah, and with Roger, you can finish the game really quickly.
exactly Roger scales very quickly and they're gonna be taking Eve as the first pick. That's gonna be a very strong meta first pick. As a mage, she's gonna be very good in team fights.
And she is really annoying with her ult.
Exactly. I would recommend the red team to go with a Paquito pick maybe because he's one of the very few heroes that counter her ultimate. He can just stop her ultimate in the ground. Ooh, an excellent pick. That's gonna be very interesting to watch, especially with the new meta build for X-Story.
Actually, with his new build, he's really
Your
annoying.
team is picking.
Exactly, he's very quick and he's gonna be very, very annoying with that high damage, high quick paced ulti, just going in and going out.
He can auto-delete Eve with his ult.
Exactly, that's gonna be very hard for Eve to counter, especially if Eve isn't careful with her position.
Popple and Koopa are the best partners in the
I
world.
know every secret.
Looks
that
like they're gonna be
team is
taking the
picking.
Esme pick. Esme and Popol and Eve, that's gonna be a very annoying team comp. Especially in fights. One's gonna be able to stun you down, one's gonna be able to slow you and do massive damage. And Esmeralda's just gonna be able to come in, ult, and collect kills. Let's see what the red team goes with for this comp. They're gonna need a lot of good CC. Maybe a Baxi pick would be nice here.
I think Eudora would be nice.
Thought to miss you.
Ooh,
Your
they're gonna be
team is
taking the
banning.
Kagura for that high range damage, high range burst damage, and it's gonna be a very good pick against that. Eve,
If
however,
Kagura plays aggressive early games, that is going to be very
Your
hard for
team
the
is
blue team.
banning.
ooh, the red team is gonna be banning Granger because the blue team is gonna need a jungler. That's a very good ban. I think the blue team is gonna be going for
Your
decent
team
chance.
is banning.
Both teams are banning the junglers and they're making sure none of those very good junglers are left. They just want to make each other's lives difficult, I guess. Looks like the red team is going to be taking their time choosing that ban. They're probably just discussing as a team, seeing what they need to ban, or what's going to be the most optimal ban for this current comp.
Your team is banning.
A true ban. That's
Wasn't expecting that at all.
going to be very weird, in all honesty. I mean, I guess we'll have to see just what they pick and just see why they banned Chu. However, Chu is always a good pick. He's a very versatile hero. You can go aggressive, you can go as an assassin, as a fighter, as
Your
a
team
saint.
is picking.
They're gonna be banning that Aldos, and remember, the red team has a former global Aldos, and he's very good.
It's time to go to the RT show.
Your team is picking.
Oh, Lilia. Two mages? Interesting.
They're gonna have a very strong early game, especially with that Lilia Kagura combo.
Come on, Dexter. It's our showtime.
Claude is gonna have a very rough time, especially with that Kagura ulti if he's not very careful about that position. They have the mage, they have the side laner, the tank, and the jungler, and they're gonna go.
Honestly speaking, their team comp is very weird one.
Could they be going with the Grok side lane? Grok side lane with the assassin emblem. As you can see, the red team is going with the Harley. They might be going with a Harley or a Clint, both very good picks here. You're gonna need something to be able to shut down that Claude and with that Esmeralda update because it's gonna be a very big problem if they don't have the damage.
Welcome to the greatest magic show of all time!
Looks like they went with the Harley pick. It should be a fairly weird composition on the blue team side, and it's they have the Grok side. That's gonna be a very interesting pick. So, Nix, who do you think is gonna win? Who are you favoring in this matchup?
I am hoping Kolibri is going to take the win.
Why are you just a fan of the Grok side lane?
Well, they do have their weird picks, but I'm still hoping they're going to pull it out.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches
Because
the
Grok side lane can be sometimes annoying.
All troops deployed.
Grok side lane is a very viable pick, but you have to remember they have Grok side lane, which is going to be a bit of a tanky mess. You have the Popo, the Eve, and you have that Claude and the Esmeralda. They're going to have some very tanky sides, and damage is going to fall over on Claude for that mid-game damage. They will be very tanky as of late game. While the red team has that Harley with a very high early game burst, that Jaw had for that early initiate. It looks like Grok is going to die. He's struggling against that Lilia. Lilia has one of the strongest early games. Kagura is going in on Eve, making sure to keep that Eve annoyed. Harley's gonna go in on that Claude.
Actually, I expected Kagura to be side and Lilia to be mid.
Ooh, looks like Harley was successful in stealing Claude's red buff.
Seems like red team is ambushing Esme, or they're just checking around the map.
Looks like they're just gonna, ooh, Jahat seems to have wanted that he pretty badly hit the 3 turret shots. And Popol is gonna be going in, poking that Jahat. Kagura is gonna defend him. Harley and Exborg are waiting for that Esme to get out of that tower. They want that Esme and they're looking for a chance to do it. Jahat is gonna recall. Looks like Rock might have some different plans with this wall. They don't want that Jahat to recall. Jahat's gonna have to go way back. And they're gonna be roaming towards circle. Expert doesn't have his ultimate up. He's still level 3. So is Claude. Claude is about to hit level 4. Claude is keeping up his stacks, and Hard is gonna be taking that grab. They're all coming in, however, Grok is just clearing lane, bot lane. Ooh, the red team is gonna go win.
Red
and
team is
hopefully
going to secure their turtle.
have to remember Esme is always very close and her ulti can help steal that turtle. Claude is coming towards the turtle. Jawhead is keeping him at bay. They have secured the turtle and they're gonna go back. Looks like Esme might be looking for an engage on X-Board. Or she's just gonna farm out, wait for that late game, and get a very high tankiness and damage. Jawhead really doesn't want to let that Claude farm. Looks like the red team is invading. Ooh, Claude is in trouble. No beat by Kagura and Harley, and he is dead. Looks like he barely survived, just barely. Harley is trying. Looks like Harley's gonna be dying. No, Harley survived. Opal and Eve both left with barely any HP. Looks like Harley is dead as well.
Grok has slain.
He's getting
Harley.
chased by the Jawhead. Ooh, the Jawhead might be in trouble. Jawhead flickered at Kagura with that umbrella.
Red team tries their best to steal their red buff and failed.
He did steal the first time, but you have to remember once they hit level 4, the blue team has a very good comp. So it's gonna be much harder to be able to steal any buffs or anything close to that right off the bat. Looks like Claude is in trouble. They're gonna try and save him. Popo coming in with Koopa attacking Jawhead. They really just don't want to let that Claude have any free form because Claude Bacon is a very scary hero.
Yes, especially with his ult and how he can jump in and jump out easily.
Looks like Brock might be in a bit of a trouble. He was trying to clear the waves and get some gold off that tower. You have Jawhead camping in the bush close to the turtle. Lilia coming in close to Jawhead. They're on the entire red team is close to the turtle. They might be going in for a secure. Oh, looks like Jawhead just caught Claude and Claude's gonna be dying right off the bat with that huge burst. Eve got ulted by Harley and it looks like Harley's damage is not enough. Grok is close. It's like very close to dying here. Grok is just trying.
Grok is still trying.
Remember, Grok does not have red tree and Harley's gonna secure that turtle and get a kill.
So far, blue team is suffering. They can't do anything.
Red team hero has been
Ooh,
slain.
that Claude tried to go in. He did help secure a kill on that Harley. They're gonna shut down the junglers, so at least he knows nobody is gonna try and steal his buffs for the meantime with another red tree. We have Claude getting absolutely melted by the Lilia. Borg is coming in on Esme. Borg does not have his ultimate. He just got his ultimate and Esme is just gonna back off. She might bump into the Tagger going up his top lane.
Red team hero
And Jawhead just tried to initiate and failed as died. Remember,
Borg is going ahead and clearing the line.
Oh, looks like X-Borg is in a bit of trouble. He's kind of low HP, but he still has his ulti. Harley's gonna go in and ult Esmeralda, but he did not get his first spill over on Esmeralda, but she's very low. Ooh, Esmeralda lives just barely. It looks like Claude is gonna be able to secure two. It'll be 2 kills. Ooh, just 1 kill. And Claude is gonna get shut down by that Jawhead, making sure he has no gold advantage whatsoever. That Kagura is going in, making sure she does all the burst damage she can.
Grok is taking his advantage at pushing, but Lilia coming his way.
Red team turret has been destroyed. Blue team hero has
red team just went right in and they took that kill. Esma's gonna be ulting over on Kagura. Drive is gonna try and save that Kagura, but he has to be careful. Esma is gonna be able to save his shield. Bob is going in, trying to get that turret, and Harley just burst the beat into the ground.
Blue team finally managed to steal turtle.
Blue team has secured the turtle and they have gotten Harley out, but Harley did manage to get even before he died. Prodigy is going to keep poking and keeping up his stacks, making sure he has that movement speed and that extra attack speed. The bottom lane tower is gone. Both bottom lane towers are gone. The top lane tower is very low. The red team's tower is still full health. They might be going in for a play towards top to make sure they get rid of that tower and open up the jungle a bit more.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Red team is still trying to push mid line. Popo seems to be struggling.
Looks like Expert is gonna ulti away. Eve with the ulti, they're probably in a lot of trouble if they're not careful. Claude is dead. Looks like Expert is just gonna be doing that ult from afar. And Lily is gonna be going in, killing Popo. All that's left is currently the Esme on top lane, taking that tower. Rock is gonna go back, he's half health. Borg is coming in to try and defend, but a bit too late. The tower is gone and Harley just stole Claude's grab. Looks like there might be a fight between Esme and Export on the top lane. None of them seem to be really going in on the offensive
But
side.
Borg doesn't have his ult at the moment.
Exactly, but that just makes it easier for him to poke Esme from afar, keeping a safe distance without having to be very close to her and giving her the ability to get that shield. Looks like the red team is going in, trying to push in the bot lane, knowing the Lord is on bot lane. They want to make sure they get that Lord and secure it. They just need one kill to make sure the enemy, it looks like Eve is gonna be dying quickly.
Seems
towards
like
that
Eve
first.
is really struggling this game.
That Harley is absolutely making Eve's life a little tough. Looks like Brock is in a bit of trouble. They're going in, and Lilia is dead. That Esme mid-game shield and damage. The tankiness is gonna come in really handy. Harley's gonna ult Opal and look at him. Jawhead just threw them on. Claude is coming in, helping Esme kill out the Harley. They only have one person left who is the turtle. They have Exploit and they have that Jawhead coming in. Exploit is gonna ult right away, and looks like Claude is gonna be dying quickly.
I don't think any of the teams are going to getting Lord at this moment because their junglers both dead.
Both teams have lost their junglers, however, Exploit is just gonna use it to get some much needed shield. And looks like Kagura is in a bit of trouble. She just dodged that rock very smoothly. Exploit struggling a bit on that Lord, but they seem to be very close. Harley's gonna come in and he's gonna steal that Lord. And Kagura survives in the nick of time. Very well played by Kagura. Jawhead is gonna come in. They're gonna try and get two people out as quick as possible to make it a much easier way. Ooh. Looks like Jawhead just might have made a mistake.
Barely survived.
Keep in mind, this is the level 1 Lord. It's still not 12 minutes, so this Lord is not gonna be a very big problem to deal with. Unless the red side makes sure to pressure them on all lanes to maybe get a tower or two out of the equation. The red team is coming in close towards Lord. Harley is going to be going in. Harley ulted Esmeralda, not going to be much of a difference considering the Esmeralda can just heal back. With all that shield, Explorer is going to defend towards, is going to help towards top lane. Ooh, we have that Kagura went in. got absolutely melted. The expert is gonna try to get that Esme out, but no avail. She's way too tanky, and they're gonna try and get one tower out. They got the mid lane tower. Jarhead seems to be in a bit of trouble, and so is Lilia, who seems to have survived. Army's gonna ult right away. It looks like Opal might be in a bit of trouble. The red team is trying to fall back and just regain some health. Jarhead is going to be going back to base, and the red team should probably go back. This is not the time to be fighting, especially 2v4.
Seems like Harley wanted to take the red, but couldn't because he didn't have anyone around to depend on.
Exactly, if Harley stayed and tried to take that red, he would have gotten collapsed on and he would have definitely died. And at this time, it is not the wisest time to just give the other team any goal differences. Here you have Claude with all two of his core items. Claude is getting Athena's shield for that Kagura burst. However, I would have recommended maybe Harley's just taking his goal at the moment, and he's getting ready to go in. Claude. Yeah, but both teams are getting closer. They're attempting to start a fight. Looks like Kagura is just gonna throw in her umbrella, get some vision, and wait.
Seems like red team is taking their time to get second lord.
Exactly, looks like the red team is just gonna come, try to catch someone off guard. The Lord is up to 36 seconds. And looks like they might be able to take that Esme out. Oh, they took the Popol out, because that's a very good idea. They have no way to stun them right away. None of that continuous stunning. Esme is gonna be recalling from bot lane after pushing in that wave just a little bit. Croc seems to be in a bit of trouble, but he just left. Carly's gonna be trying to take that blue away from Croc. Both teams are gonna be trying to save that blue, and Croc just stole his blue. Harley failed to secure that blue, and neither did Croc, but remember, the referee is very important at the moment.
I think red team is going to take the lord without any troubles.
You can see Esme coming in from the mid lane. Is Esme gonna be doing anything? Looks like Esme has failed to jump in at the right time. Esme's gonna be ulting away to try and survive, not get any trickle damage. I would recommend the blue team try to catch someone off guard and try to kill someone to make it just a bit easier. The red team has a very good initiating comp. They have the Kagura, they have the Jawhead, they have the Export, and they have the Harley. And the Lilia, who's gonna be able to just ult and leave if things get a bit too rough. Harley's gonna be going in with his usual play, trying to catch Claude off guard while taking his red. Esme's gonna be waiting for him. Export is chasing the Lord and making sure gets a bit of an easier access. The red team is fighting towards mid lane. Rock is dead, and Jawhead's ulti is down. Export is going in from the bottom lane, from the top lane, sorry, he's going to ult.
Red team is going to finish this game.
Claude is trying his best, looks like he doesn't have enough damage. The tower is barely at any health. Look at that Esme damage. Esme is trying her best. Ooh, and Esme dies. Getting golden. Very well played.
That was great game.
looks like the blue team did a very good job. They went 24 to 10. I mean, at least this time, the jungler has some kills. He's 8-6. Last time he was his 4th. Everyone played a very good game. Both teams, very good players.
The real MVP was Joehead.
Exactly.
He has
Joe
done
had-
really well.
Exactly. Joe had went in and initiated at each chance he got and made sure the blue team got that much needed advantage.
He always supported his jungler as well.
Exactly. While Popo can only support so much.